All right, welcome back to Reps, Rants, Fish and a Rice Cake. Got that right that time, yeah.
Yeah, well
I
done.
just looked at the title. I had a quick glance. So I'm Jake. He's Jake from Biceps and Banter. So we wanted to basically chat about photo shoots, didn't we?
Yeah. So this episode probably come out around about the time that we're doing our client photo shoot. So
Yeah, because we're obviously in the same clothes as the first 3 episodes because we batch record them.
hopefully people are listening to it and they don't even realise.
Yeah, I don't think anyone will care.
Nah, no one will know.
I don't think I've got enough clothes to change between every episode
No,
as
no,
well. Like,
no.
I don't know what you like. I'm bad when it comes to shopping. I don't really clothes shop that often, and I tend to find.
I'm the opposite. My missus goes mad at me because I buy too much.
Oh really?
Yeah,
See, I'm like.
Yeah.
So I bought this like I can't remember when, and I was like, oh, I quite like this. So I just buy it in like 3 different colours.
Well, we'll do that.
And then I'll just do that.
We'll do
and
that.
that's
If I
me.
find something that I like, the fits are like these. I saw other people wearing them, so I'm not really a brand person. I don't care about the brand. I just like the way that things fit. And it's nice and loose. It's warm outside. I was like, when I buy one and I like it, I like buy another 2 or 3 of them, just different colours. That'll do me nicely.
I literally have like 4 different colours of the same top, and then 2 different colours of this and 2 different colours of the same, another different top, and I just rotate them, and it's like every day of the week you can pretty much.
So
be
the
like,
pictures in Amsterdam, you're wearing that top but in different colours pretty much all weekend. Yeah,
pretty much. That's pretty much what's going to happen. But yeah, so obviously we're filming all like 4 or 5 of these in one go, aren't we, on the same day, and just releasing them out. So by the time this comes out, it should be. What are we on now? The
26 or 27.
So it's just under a month till our group photo shoot, isn't it?
So our group photo shoot is on the 24th of June.
So this will probably maybe come out just after it then.
Maybe just after it.
Maybe.
Or we can get it out before because it might be good timing. But yeah, it's with Chris Bailey in it in Nottingham. Yeah. So basically me, Jake, and then the other 3 coaches. So we've got Bex, we've got Mike and Dan. We all kind of. Any of our clients that want to do a photo shoot, come down and do a photo shoot, and we get them into great shape for it. And then we all go out afterwards, have a few drinks, have a burger, and have a bit of a night out. Go to Roxy Ballroom.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I said I've not actually done one yet with you guys before.
Yeah.
It's my first one.
Yeah, your first one.
Because I think I joined up just around the time of the group shoot last year, but I coincidentally had my own group shoot on the it was the exact same day.
Yeah.
I had one in Hull on the exact same day because Mike had said to me like, "Oh, come down to ours so you can meet everyone and whatnot." And I was like, "I can't because I've literally got the exact same thing just on the same day, coincidentally." Yeah. But now I'm looking forward to this one. It'll be
they're good. And you know what? This is one of the best things about us being like a group of coaches because it brings all of our clients together. We're all going through a similar kind of journey, all experiencing the same kind of things. And it's like honestly, like, you'll love the night out. Like it's just a commute. It's like a nice little community thing. So on the day we go to Chris Bailey's studio, which is unreal. I know you've been there before.
That's where I did.
It's like the Batcave, mate. It's
last
got like
shoot.
His cars underneath and his motorbike.
It's his Harley.
It's Harley, yeah. So we do that, and then afterwards we all go out, like say, Roxy Ballroom, play some beer pong, eat some burgers, and just have a good laugh. And it's a nice. Obviously, people are in like the shape of their lives, so they're all feeling great. And
I'm going to be dieting, so I don't know whether Michael let me have a beer and a burger.
He will.
He'll be standing over me like, stop chewing.
When I did my photo shoot last time, Dan was like, the night before the shoot, I was down there with Dan and Mike and like some of the other coaches and stuff. And Dan was like, yeah, just have a beer, mate. Just have an Nando's, do what you want to do. I was like, sound. And it actually worked. I mean, you never know how it's going to go, but I actually felt better on the day for it. I was like,
worth doing. We've sort of seen a bit of a shift, haven't we, in more recent years, in the last few years, when it comes to photo shoots, of them being a little bit more like taboo now and frowned upon, sort of saying, a lot of people saying that you don't need to do them, they don't do any good for you.
Bad for your body image, bad for your relationship with food.
And look, like, there's obviously always going to be a danger to doing something like that if it's not done properly, especially when it comes to competing. Like, neither of us compete, and neither of us, I never got any
plans to
no
either,
but that is something to that degree. There is a high risk of getting some sort of problem from that when it comes to your relationship with body or food or whatever it is. Like, you see it happen quite a lot. But I think like when it comes to a photo shoot, like it's obviously to a degree an extreme if you're really wanting to get as lean as you can, but it's not always about that.
It's not always about that at all. And actually, I mean, there's quite a few, but I can use as examples. But I had one guy last time, and he'd done a photo shoot in the past that he got really, really fucking lean for. And he was like, I don't want to go that far. And I was like, that's cool, mate. Like, not a problem. And actually, I said to him, let's just take it easy. Let's just take you in a little bit fuller, feeling good. Like, we don't, major food focus, all that kind of stuff. And he maybe wasn't as lean as on this shoot, but he said, like, he felt better and he looked he felt like he looked better as well.
Yeah,
Like he more, a little bit more size. So there isn't. I think people think for a photo shoot you have to be absolutely peeled to the bone, and you don't. You know, you don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, if you want to do that,
let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Like, you can look amazing, but
yeah,
you don't have to. And going back to what Jake's just been saying there, like, I do think that half the problem is, so the reason it gets frowned upon because people are probably not doing it, one, for the right reasons, I would say, and two, more than not being coached properly, and they're not being educated around it, I think, is the main issue. So if you do a photo shoot and it's done on a meal plan with chicken and broccoli 6 times a day, and you're just left to your own devices after the photo shoot, then there's a chance you're going to be pretty
something's going to go wrong.
You know, you're not going to, you're going to hate the process for a starter, which is something that I would never want any of my clients to do. It should be an enjoyable thing, to a certain extent, you know, at least. But also it's that, you know, that's not how we do it. It's not how it should be done.
It should be like a snapshot, like from like I think you'll say the same thing. It's not like where, you know, this photo shoot is the pinnacle of your life with, you know, body composition or fitness. Like, it is literally just let's just get you to a point where you're happy with how you're looking, you're confident in how you're looking, and the photo shoot is just a snapshot of that. It's like a celebration of that. Cool.
Yeah, just celebrate where we're up to.
However that looks. Like, I've had people come to them who have been ridiculously lean because they wanted to literally see how lean they could possibly get. Cool, let's do that. I've had people come into it where, you know, they don't walk in shredded, but like I had one guy last November and he was not like shredded, but he'd lost like 22, 23 kilos for it. Amazing. Like, and that is he is one of my favorite people I've ever done that process with, because he was absolutely buzzing on the day and still is with it. And now he's carried on since November. We're now 6-7 months down the line. We've just been focusing on getting a bit stronger. I think we've pretty much kept around the same weight, but in excess calories, surplus of calories. And he's doing it again in November, because now he's had a good 6 or 8 months behind him of eating more food, training a bit more. He's like, right, I want to do it again. He's like, I want to see where I can get to this time around. And I can't wait for that, because it almost doesn't even matter how he turns up on the day from a visual perspective. All that matters is that he's improved on last time and he feels good about it.
Exactly. And I think, like, what you've just said there with that particular client, and I've got a couple who are doing very similar, but that sums it up, and that's how to do a photo shoot properly. So, like I say, there are some cases in the fitness industry, and there probably are, where, you know, people getting people into that kind of condition in the wrong way. Like, I reckon it does happen. Do you know what I mean? One of my clients who he'd been with like another coach in the past, and he was literally just put on a really restrictive meal plan. He got amazing results. He looked fantastic, but he was completely, like, it did fuck him over, like, mentally, physically. And he wasn't educated around it. And the way that we do things is very different. Like, we'll explain step by step what's going to happen, how you're going to feel, what to expect, what's coming, you know, so that when people do get a little bit food focused, when people do get a little bit hungry, when people maybe are having self-doubts, like, we've been there, we've done it ourselves, but also we can then say, well, this is what's going to happen, and this is how we're going to manage it, and this is why it's happening as well. So you're getting the education around it. And the same for after the shoot, because again, you know, if you are just left to your own devices after a photo shoot, the chances are, you know, if you are just left to it, you potentially could rebound a little bit, and, you know, there could be some kind of bounce backs. But
it's a risky time, isn't it? And this is like, we have this conversation all the time where it's like, look, after the shoot is done, don't leave. Like, not from like on our knees begging, don't leave, please stay with us sort of thing. It's like, just for 1 month, just stick with it. Even if this is like the end goal for you, and, you know, once you've done the shoot, you're happy, and you sort of like, just stick with it, because you're going to be in such a vulnerable position to regain weight quickly. We really want to make sure that doesn't happen, and we do it properly.
And we educate you around it.
Because how many times have you seen it where people, either with past clients who haven't stayed on, or just people you know from the gym, where after a shoot or something like that, or a comp, they've got super lean. Now, obviously, if you don't get super lean, you don't have that much of a risk, and that's fine. Yeah. But if you are getting really lean, the leaner you are, the higher the risk. Like, your capacity to gain weight quickly, if you just go afterwards, I'm just going to do whatever I want now. Like, I've dieted aggressively for however long, I've earned this, I'm just gonna do whatever I want. Like, I've seen people put like 10 kilos on in a couple of weeks, like ridiculous amounts of weight in a few weeks, and then being like, I've completely ruined it, what do I do? Sort of thing.
Back to square
one. And it is we always go in with that caveat of, just even if it's for a month afterwards, just to get you back to normal, get you back to baseline.
And this is the thing, and this is where proper coaching comes in, because I'm already talking to my clients who are doing the photo shoot next month about the phase afterwards. Yeah. It's not about the photo shoot now. The photo shoot, like, we've got that mapped out. Like, they know what they're doing. Like, we're just going to taper into it. It's all good. Yeah, it's going to be like final stretch. It's going to be tough at times, but it's now guiding them on what's to come next. And again, you know, as you mentioned, the photo shoot's fantastic. Like, and when you see those pictures, like, there's nothing like it. Like, you feel amazing. It's such a sense of achievement. Through. But it's also then understanding that it's just a part of the journey. Like, you're not done. Like, fitness doesn't just stop there. Like, maybe you change your goals a little bit. Like, I've got one guy who did the shoot in November, and we've reversed his diet, similar to you. Reversed his diet. He's gained like 6-7 kilograms, but he's done it in a really controlled manner, lifting really well, and he looks fucking unreal. And I'm like, that's done properly, do you know?
Yeah.
On-track days, way more flexibility. He's taking weekends off where we need to and stuff, and there's been no bounce back. And you know, that's, if you coach properly, that's how it should be done. And I think that's why some people do taboo it and do kind of say, oh, you shouldn't do photo shoots, because they expect everybody who does a photo shoot to come out on the other end of it with a bad body image and bad food relationship. And that's not the case if you are coached properly. Yeah.
And it's the confidence that it can give you as well. Like you were just saying, like, I talk about it all the time, but it's that when you see, because obviously we've experienced it ourselves, but it's when you see that first picture of yourself from the day. Yeah. And I love seeing that bit when clients have that, where it's like they'll do the process, they'll get to the shoot day, they'll take that first photo, they go to the photographer afterwards, they'll turn the camera and they'll see it, and they'll literally be like, "Is that me? Is that me?" Like, you could almost bet everything you own on it that they'll say, "Is that me?" 9 times out of 10. I know.
And that's, I suppose, what we need to talk about now. So obviously we've ranted a little bit about why people badmouth like photo shoots, but the benefits of photo shoots, like,
it's literally that. And it is literally like the confidence that you can get from it and the sense of achievement that you can get from it. And then just, if it's like with ours, because it's a big group photo shoot, it's just a good laugh.
It's like, social.
It's a social, like, meet a lot of people. There's people from my last group shoot that still chat now. One of my guys is coming down to this group shoot. He's not even doing it, but he knows a few guys from the last one that are doing it. And he is dieting, but not for that. So he's like, oh, can I come down and just have a laugh with everyone? So like, yeah, of course you can.
Yeah. And that's it. I mean, we've had clients who have met up at the group photo shoots, like, for that weekend, never met each other before, and like now they're still like good mates and still like maybe train together, maybe whatever, and it's like, this is class, and it's creating that community. But I think the thing is, it starts off, obviously, a photo shoot, it's a big goal to have, like, it's daunting for a lot of people, and I'd say pretty much every single one of my clients doing this photo shoot probably never planned on doing a photo shoot.
No, we don't generally have people coming into it who are used to standing in front of a camera, who feel comfortable in front of a camera or know how to pose. We never did when we first did it. The majority of people, I don't think I've ever had anyone do it who's been like, yep, I know exactly what I'm doing. I know how to pose. I've got this now. Like, every single one of them is like, I am shitting myself for this. They're like, is everybody, like, literally, they'll all be in a group chat together, and they'll all be having a laugh and chatting and supporting each other and whatnot. And they'll all individually message me like, I'm really bricking it. Is everyone else bricking it? And I'm like, everyone is bricking it.
You're not.
But wait until you get there. I was like, because on the day, as soon as you've done that first picture, you won't give a shit.
You'll be on top of the world.
I was like, you'll love it. And then you'll be too bothered about having a laugh with everyone else. Like, no one will care.
Exactly. And I think that's the thing. It's, first of all, it's great to have a big goal. Like, I think everybody should have a goal. And sometimes some goals are going to be bigger than others, right? Sometimes you're just going to coast and have like little mini goals. Yeah. But I felt it's a big goal. It's a big goal to have. And if you do it, and if you do it properly, and like, again, like, we keep going back to it, but that sense of achievement, you know, you're gonna have those pictures for the rest of your life. Like,
something you can look back
at. Like, I'm not in photo shoot shape right now, but I've got my pictures last year, and I've gone through they've been trying to gain size and all sorts. But I look back and I'm like, fucking hell, like, that was mint. Yeah. You know? And it's like, it's such a cool thing to have. And even like Thea, I know it sounds daft, but when Thea's older, I'll be like, check your dad out. You know? So it's cool to have it. And but yeah, like I say, I think there's the negatives are spoken about a lot, and the positives, again, as long as it's done properly, they massively outweigh the negatives.
Yeah. I mean, I fucked mine up, though, because when you've seen my pictures from Bailey's shoot, when my hair's down to my shoulders. Yeah, because I grew it out over lockdown, didn't I?
Like Thor from Wish.
Yeah, I loved it. Like, but the mistake I made was, like, I kept it long for the photo shoot. No, the mistake.
I like the long hair.
The mistake I made was cutting it, because what happened was I grew it out. Yeah. And I liked it. And then I did the photo shoot, and then a week after the photo shoot, I was like, I'm fed up of this. Like, it's too much effort.
I cut it. It's a lot of maintenance, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was just, I just couldn't do what with it. Like, it got really curly and everything was by the by. But I cut it, And I regretted it when I cut it. But now all that happens is whenever I like use one of the pictures from Bailey's shoot, I did it the other day. I put a picture of it on my socials and I was like, you know, dieting to start to do this again. Every single comment on there was just, you should still have long hair.
Yeah.
Your hair looks better then.
Yeah,
I'm just like, fuck's sake. Like, I know I shouldn't have cut it.
So,
right?
so as part of this photo shoot prep, are you going to grow the hair back?
No, I ain't got time. The last time it took like 2 years.
Oh, right. Okay.
Whereas I've got like 26 weeks.
Yeah.
So I ain't going to bother.
Yeah.
And you get that awkward length. Like, it was all right because we were in lockdown.
Yeah.
So
I feel like growing a beard. I'm not like I can grow a beard. Like my beard is horrendous. But I've heard that you have to go through that like fuzzy phase, you know, to get to like the thick beard stage.
I don't know.
You've got
It's as good as I get.
Yeah, it's good that
But yeah, I don't cut it though because if I shave this off, it'll be 6 months before I see it again. So it's like, it's here now, it's staying. But yeah, like growing that out in lockdown was all right because you don't see anyone, but I couldn't do it now because it just take too long and I'm constantly doing stuff like this and it's just all over the place. But
so what would you say then? Go on, like before we talk too long about hair. If someone's thinking about doing a photo shoot and they're like, you know what, I've always fancied looking that way. I've always fancied kind of pushing my body to those limits and seeing what I can achieve. But maybe a little bit anxious, quite rightly so, as we all are. A little bit worried about maybe kind of committing to something like that. What would you say?
It's never going to get easier. The longer you wait, it's only going to take longer to do or harder to do. I think one of the biggest things people often say is like, I don't feel like I'd have enough muscle if I did it. Like I wouldn't be able to see anything. It's very rare that that's the case.
Yeah.
Like I think I've only ever had to say to 1 or 2 people, like we maybe need a good year of building some muscle first before we do it. Like everyone else, it's been like, no, trust me, you will. Even
surprised.
Even one that's doing it in June. His initial conversation with me when we first ever mentioned it was like, I won't look big enough. And he looks ridiculous. And I said to him at the time, like, you've got more than enough. Like, you've got more than most people I've put through this process. And he does. And there will always be that thought of, will I look stupid? Will I look out of place? And, like, obviously, you immediately refer it to either people you see on socials or magazine covers. And, like, those guys are, like, paid to be in shape. Those guys are paid to look like that. Because they're paid to do it look like that, a lot of them will obviously be taking stuff on the side to help them look like that, which is fine. If you know, if that's your career, that's fine, whatever. But you can't expect to look like that. Yeah. It is just that case of it's always whenever you decide, if you ever decide to do it, it's always going to be scary. It's always going to be a big goal. But the longer you leave it, the harder it's going to be to do. Mm-hmm. And doing it and actually putting yourself out there to do it, it's not as scary as you think.
No, it's not. Like, and once you get into it, and I think it's backing yourself as well. Like that's a big thing because like you probably don't back yourself. And like I was similar, and like a lot of my clients are similar, which is obviously why they probably got a coach because I'm like your hype man, right? But like it's thinking that you can't do it. I think people think in their head that they just can't do it, and I'm like, I'm telling you can do. And like, you know, again, like all of our clients who are doing this photo shoot, they won't come to coaching for a photo shoot. They will come to lose a bit of weight and get into maybe feel good on holiday, that kind of thing. And they've probably got to a point where they realise that actually, fucking hell, like I can do this. Yeah. And you know, it's realising that you can do stuff like that and actually pushing your limits, pushing your boundaries, setting yourself big targets and goals to achieve is every now and again is fucking good.
That's it. That's what I always say. Like, you don't know how you're gonna feel 6 months down the line when you've been dieting. Like Ryan, for example, one of my I think he's like might be one of my longest clients or something like that. We've been working together like 2.5 years, so it's a long time.
Ryan
Bannister. Yeah. You'll meet him because he's coming to the shoot.
Yeah.
And when we first started working together, he would never have dreamt. He wouldn't even wear a vest to the gym. Like he would never have dreamt of doing it. And then we worked together for about a year. We sort of and ahhed about the decision and said, let's just do it. And he did the first one, absolutely loved it. He then jumped onto the group one last November for a second time. And he led everyone else because he was the only one out of the group that had done it before.
So he's feeling more confident.
He led everybody else and was like in the group conversations, and even on the day he was supporting everyone else, giving them tips, one this and the other. Like really sort of stepped up to it, which was great. And then now he's dieting for a bodybuilding comp, and it's like, and now 2 years ago he wouldn't
even wear a vest in the gym. So again, it's just that it's that backing himself, like now backs himself, he's confident in himself, and like that's one of the things I think is realizing that you can do it. Yeah, you can do it. Everybody's capable, not just for photo shoot, but all sorts.
Because I think when you first mention it to someone and you're like, do you fancy giving it a go? Your immediate thought of their immediate response, and because I've done it, is well no, because if I stood in front of a camera with how I look now, I would not want to see what that picture looks like. But it's like that. You're not going to look like that. Like, and you don't know in 6 weeks' time how you. So sometimes what I'll say to people is, I'll tell you what, if they're leaning towards the side of I want to do it, but I'm really not sure if I if I look good enough or if I like how I look, I sort of said to them, all right, look, let's not put your name down to it, but let's just diet as though you were going to do it.
See how you feel.
And let's see how you feel. If we get
I bet
6
9
weeks,
times out of 10 they're like,
none of them ever, unless something comes up. Like I had one client who ended up pulling out because he went to Bali for like 2 months, which is fine, and it just wouldn't have made sense. Like you wouldn't have been able to do it. Apart from that, I've never had anyone turn around 6 to 8 weeks down the line and be like, yeah, I don't want to do that. They've all turned around and gone, yeah, I think I can do this.
yeah, because I feel great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's exactly it. And it's like I say, I think regardless whether you're doing a shoot or not, you do get to that point where you're like, fucking hell, like your confidence the penny drops. You're confident, you back yourself, and you believe in yourself, and it's like, oh, shit, I can do it.
Yeah.
But now, photo shoots are great. Like again, just going back to it, I think it's maybe the negative side of things I get to a certain point, but
it just needs to be the right approach. Like I've heard horror stories from clients and just people from in and out the gym who have had other coaches in the past I had one who she was telling me she's vegan, and her coach gave her a plan which had like salmon and meat on it, and she was like, oh,
I've heard that so much.
She was like, I can't have this, I'm vegan. And he was like, if you want to do it, if you want to get the result, you'll do it. And it's literally like, that is
wow,
like
that's
a
shocking,
person.
That.
Like,
no, it's shocking, that, isn't it?
And obviously with whoever that coach was, that's just going to be a case of they're just given the plan that they've been given from someone else on a Word document, meal 1, meal 2, meal 3, meal 4.
Yeah,
go follow this. And I've heard that a couple of times. I've heard other people who have had experiences where it's been like they've been given again the same set meal plan, and then they've been told once a week, I'm going to give you a 3-hour window, eat whatever you want. But for the rest of the week, you're dieting like crazy.
These are the horror stories where
dangerous.
Yeah, so this is where the negative side of it will come in. But that doesn't have to be a photo shoot. Like that
could happen for anything. That could happen for anything.
But I just think people link that stuff to photo shoots and maybe getting into that kind of condition. And it's like, trust me, like it's not the way we do it. And we would never. I've probably given out a meal guide to people at times. I'm like, maybe you just want to structure things like this. I would never tell anybody what to eat exactly. Like it's just stupid.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think that like I said, positives massively outweigh the negatives if it's done properly.
As long as it's done right.
And but you'll all see it anyway. We'll be plastering it over socials on the day Mike oiling people up in Bailey.
Yeah, well, I think we've got Ben down for the day, haven't we? So we've got videoing it all.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to put that out.
Yeah, I think I've got like it's my biggest one. I've got 8 or 9, I think.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I think I had 7 at the November one, which I've got. There is a video for that. So if there is like a little plug, if you do want to watch like a behind the scenes of what one looks like, there is one on YouTube for that. I think I've got 4 or 5 for this one or something like that.
Yeah, good. It's gonna be good laugh.
It will be good. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. But like I say, I think it is to sign off there. Like if you're looking at people thinking that would never be me, like I guarantee that could be you. Like without a shadow of a doubt. And you might think in your head that you'll never be able to achieve that, but you can do. So yeah, start backing yourself.
Yeah.
And get a great coach at the same time. Yeah. Do we need to go into it anymore? I suppose I tell you, we can say there's something coming, isn't there? With biceps and banter.
There is, yeah, towards the back end of this year. I think that's starting just after summer.
Yeah, so if you've ever thought about maybe a photo shoot and it's something that you've been on the fence about, we've got something coming, which just keep an eye out for. It's going to be good.
Which I will actually be dieting through and being a part of anyway.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah. Which would be quite cool. But yeah, we'll probably do a full episode on that.
Yeah, we'll do a full episode on that at some stage. But yeah, it's if you've thought about it, or even you don't even have to. We'll talk about it another time. But it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Right, we'll sign off there. So
sweet.
Leave it there. Done.